What is up, guys? Your boy Ryukin at Flashback Comics, and today we are talking about Flash Rebirth One Shot. Yes, the Flash War is coming up. Issue number 47 is out Wednesday. And before we get into that issue, I just wanted to go over the one shot to kind of give you a refresh story perspective on things that we're going to see that we forgot about. So, the very first couple pages is Barry Allen's at this crime scene that's exactly like his mother's murders investigation, and he's very touchy about the subject whenever two officers are, making light on the subject, saying that, it could be the husband's fault. He's saying don't rush to conclusions. It took 15 years to solve his mother's case because no one did it correctly. And during this time when he's, at this crime scene, he's having visions of Wally West. You get that first appearance of Godspeed. And then you get this really good vision of, he's talking to director Singh about, or Captain Singh about, something, and then they has that vision of him killing Thawne, and then he later, talks to his dad about it. And what's so crazy about that is, during that, he's like saying, Eobard Thawne, aka Professor Zoom, came back, ruined his life, so on and so forth. But it's not that gets me. It's his reference of saying Eobard Thawne is aka Professor Zoom, when we know Eobard Thawne is aka the Reverse Flash. Professor Zoom is Hunter Zolomon Zoom. And that's the whole point of that little key issue of the difference between, Eobard Thawne is Barry Allen's arch nemesis, and Professor Zolomon Zoom is, Wally West's, the Flash's, evil arch nemesis. And they both want to, both arch nemesis want to make, the Flashes great. And it's crazy about the way that they scheme. So, what else do we got going on? He talks about this with his dad. So we haven't seen his dad for a while. So I want to say that during this Flash War, his dad's gonna reappear somewhere, and it's gonna get a little emotional yet again, or something. I feel like something's gonna happen with his dad that we haven't seen in a while, or maybe just some insight on some father son advice. Trying to tell Barry about I'm not sure if Barry Allen's dad knows younger Wally. Oh, not younger Wally West, but the original Wally West. And it's gonna be just cool to see him give some insight on some tips of, hey, maybe you should talk to him about this or something like that. Because we forget that Barry Allen does go to his dad and talk to his dad about certain things. Just because we haven't seen his dad in a while doesn't mean he's necessarily out the picture. You see him go through his normal life, being a hero, which is something Barry does whenever he's got stuff on his mind. He just goes into Flash mode and just does what is necessary and needs to be done so that he can have a clear head and be at his best. Then we finally get the return of Wally West. Now this is interesting because, during the return of Wally West, he brings up all these things about, Barry Allen's like, well, we should tell everybody. And Wally West was like, no, we shouldn't tell everybody. I got to go talk to the Teen Titans or the Titans because I already know that, something's up with them and they forgot about me and I need to go handle that situation. The Flash goes to Batman afterwards, but it's what Wally West says during their conversation, because he's like, let's go to Iris. And, if you're just now reading the Flash story, you know that he's just now talking to Iris. And he knew that it was going to be something big. This is why he wanted to push off and hold off on it so bad, in the first initial one shot, because he knew it was going to be epic, and he knew there was going to be trauma, and he didn't want to deal with it just yet. And, it probably could have saved them a lot of grief, because there's a lot of things that happen to Barry Allen and Iris West that they both don't know, that Wally West finally filling in that gap can make the difference, And you know, the story got so emotional in the last issue. You know, the last two issues of, you know, Iris and Wally meeting, and I know Professor Doom is just about to wreck ship and just, you know, cause havoc. And yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see what the Flashes do. Remember, the whole point of this video is because it's Flash Friday, and you know, I'll have another Flash review. The next one I'll probably do will be more of a section story. I just wanted to go over the key issues of this you know, one shot rebirth. This is the second printing issue cover. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and you know, let's all talk about Flash together and hopefully enjoy this issue that comes out. Oh yo, Flash War. Alright guys, I'm out.